In this session, I just want to show you how we can create controllers that will ultimately control the joints and the mesh together. Like I said in my previous video, it's not always advisable to animate the mesh or the joints directly, even though you can do that, but it's safer to have controllers. So I'll show you how we can create controllers for this rig. I'm using NURBS circle because when we eventually render, these controllers will not render, they won't be visible. So I'll click on it. So I'm going to scale that, and I think I'm just going to duplicate that because I will need a few. So this will be the main controller for the entire rig. Also going to duplicate this, Control D or Command D on Mac. I'll take it up and I'll look here from the side view just to make sure that I place it where will be beneficial to this rig. So I'm going to scale this down a bit and I'll just move it into position. I'll make another copy. This time around I want to place it here at the back because I want to be able to create more like a twist controller. It will make more sense when we complete the setup. So I'm going to scale this maybe 90 degrees, and just for personal preference I'm going to also scale it down. Okay, so this is the setup I have. I've created a controller for the base. I've also created a controller for the head and one main controller that will control the entire rig, and then this one for the pole vector. I will explain that later. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to select all of the controllers and I will freeze transform so that everything will start at an origin that is 0. So I'm just going to freeze transform and center pivot. I'll name these controllers. Like I said, it's always a good practice to name them. So I'll call this twist. It's always a good practice to name them properly so that you can easily find them. Alright, you see everything has been zeroed out here in the channel box. Okay, now I have all of my controllers in place and ready to be hooked up to the rig. The next thing I'm going to do is go to rigging, and I want to go back to skeleton and create a high key handle. Alright, so I'm just going to click on the option box here to make sure that I select rotate plane solver. I will click on that, and now what I'm going to do is click on this joint here on the first one, and I'm going to create a second click here at the bottom, and then this IK handle appears automatically. You can see the connecting line, and what this does is enables us now to have almost like an additional control for the rig. You see the joints are now connected. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do quickly while we're here is make sure that we hook up the IK handle to the head controller, so that way we don't have to animate the IK handle directly. We use the controller to control the IK handle. I'm going to select first the IK handle, which is going to be a child of the knob circle, and I will hold on shift and select that, and if I hit P, it parents the IK handle to this controller so that now I can use the controller direct the motion the way I want it. So that way I won't animate the IK handle directly. So our IK handle is working. The next thing I'm going to do is create another controller for this joint here, which is the main joint one. So I'll select that. It's going to be a child of the base controller. So select the root joint first, shift select this controller, and I will hit P. That way I should be able to move this if I want the lamp to jump. Alright, so that is working. Right now you will notice that if I try to rotate this up and down, it's not really giving me the kind of motion that I want. And that is because I need to hook up everything here at the top to that controller directly. I have to parent it. So how do I fix that? I'll select that everything that belongs to that head, and then I will shift select this controller, and then I will hit P. So now this rotation option has been added. So now I can rotate that if I want a knot kind of motion. Okay, right now I'm going to hook up this controller to the rig setup that we have here. And like I said, this is going to be for the twist, and it will make more sense when I hook it up just now. So how this works is I'm going to select that controller first, and I will go to my outliner here, and I will look for the IK handle. I will control select the IK handle. So remember the process. You select this first, the twist controller first, and I'm going to go to my outliner, and I'll control select the IK handle, and then I'll go to constrain, and I'll click on pull vector. Now if you did it right, you will see a secondary line here. So what this does is it enables you to have some kind of additional control over the rig, so you can have that twist there. All right, so basically you're just creating controllers that will help you animate this rig properly. So the last thing, or the last set of things we're going to do, is make sure that all of these controllers are hooked up to the main controller. So first, you will notice that if I raise this up, I'm losing that influence over the twist controller. So I'm going to select the twist controller, and I'll shift select the base controller, and I'll hit P. So that's twist controller is still functioning, but then it's a child of the base. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do right now to complete this setup is to select the head controller. I will shift select the base controller, and then I'll select the main controller last, which is going to be the parent. And now I should be able to move the entire rig using the main controller. I should be able to scale it. Everything should scale appropriately. All right, so that concludes this rig. Now I have so many opportunities in terms of my animation. I could animate a jump, I could animate a rotation at the top, and also I could animate a twist here. Okay, so that is how we create controllers for the rig. And please practice. If you have any questions, you can put it in the comment section, and please remember to subscribe and like this video. In our next video, I'm going to show you how to create simple UVs, and we're going to texture this model. Okay, see you in the next video. Have a good one and take care. Bye for now.